Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we are in store for an amazing. We have an awesome special guest that I can't wait till she shares her wisdom. We are going to be talking about the lie entrepreneurs believe about freedom. The lies that entrepreneurs believe about freedom. First, let me share with you what is the purpose of this show. The purpose of this show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony so that we can increase our calm, our confidence, our cash flow, lead with much more ease, energy, and grace. Because business and life harmony is really two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is possible to work smarter, stress less, strengthen your relationships, and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. And that is what we are called for, true freedom. And I'm so glad that we're talking about freedom on Freedom Fridays. Please give our special guest a warm, another level loving welcome. Tina Sue Moser. Tina, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh my God, I am so excited to be here, and everything you just said is exactly what the world needs to hear.
Yes, and yay. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you who Tina Sue Moser is. So, Tina Sue is a seasoned entrepreneur with over 2 decades of experience building, acquiring, scaling, and selling companies. Her company, Business Wealth Advisory, helps growth minded entrepreneurs turn profitable businesses into sustainable generational wealth building assets. Oh my goodness, I love that without sacrificing their time and their values. This is something that's super important, right?
Mhm.
So having led a multi-million dollar acquisitions and coach business owners worldwide, Tina knows that true success isn't about higher revenue. It's about building a business that supports the life that you want. She's also the host of Women Choosing Growth, inspiring entrepreneurs to grow smarter, not just bigger. Oh my goodness, Tina. So I love that.
Yes, I don't know how we'll accomplish that in such a short time. I can talk about this all day.
Oh, I believe it. It's something that's so ingrained. It's a beautiful thing. Well, the first
Mhm.
question that I have for you is why is this something? So we're talking about the lie that entrepreneurs believe about freedom. Why is this topic something that's so important?
I lived the lie for the first part of my entrepreneur journey. And then as I had sold my company and started helping other entrepreneurs, and I realized it wasn't just me that was building a business that wasn't aligned with our life, with our goals. And we just kept chasing this thing that isn't really what we intended it to be. So when I realized so many entrepreneurs are thinking entrepreneurship just gives you freedom and loads of money, and it's phenomenon where people think that's what it is, and it's not unless you are really intentional on how you build your business and your life.
Nice, nice. So what is the truth about the freedom? Like tell us what how can we first of all, what is the lie and what can we do about it?
Yeah, the phrase and the mindset that I hear a lot over the decades of working with entrepreneurs is that you have to grind to be successful. And the working the evenings and the weekends and missing your kids' soccer games is all part of the like initiation of being an entrepreneur. And I'm not going to say entrepreneurship is easy, but it is not about the grind. There is not an initiation period that you have to go through. It really is being strategic up front and doing a lot of work up front to be able to have the life that we all believe when we start a business, that entrepreneur provides freedom and both time and money. And then we get into it, it gets busy, we get successful, and then we're stuck in this just working too hard and not really seeing what we originally visioned the business and our life to be.
Oh my goodness. That's so something that's so good because one of the things that it's like as you were talking, I was thinking about is really about the quality of the time and the energy. Like, and for some of us who've come from different perspectives and entrepreneurs or different backgrounds, maybe we work for companies, organizations where it used to have to be that grind. right?
Mhm.
And now we kind of brought that into entrepreneurship. And I love that you're like, it doesn't have to be this way.
It doesn't have to be this way. No, and it's different for everyone. So, someone with younger children or some other needs that are pulling them, occupying their time, that's fine. And some people are like, well, my kids are grown. It's okay if I work 40 hours a week, but that's the choice people need to make,
Nice.
right? So it's really different for everyone, but in majority when you talk to entrepreneurs, it's like this vision of like my time and financial freedom will come somewhere down the road. And it's like, let's design it so that it comes right away and then it's sustainable.
Nice, nice. So now that we got a clarity on like why is this something so important? Because I feel like you're right. Even if it's different situations and circumstances, this is kind of still this common theme. Like I feel like it's kind of creating like a self-imposed glass ceiling to
Yeah.
how full of life harmony, business and life harmony we can be. Now, what can we do about it? What are some ways that like we can shift this? So those of you who are finding yourself like, oh my goodness, I've and I and the beautiful thing is, I remember that too. I remember being go, go, go. And that was one of the things about business life harmony. Oh, you know what? I want to take off on the weekends. Oh my goodness, 5 o'clock. Like after that, no. So it's this beautiful thing about designing our business around the life that we want to create as compared to
Mhm.
waiting. And you talked about getting it now. So how can we be able to
Yeah.
step more in that to that now? Tell us.
Yeah, and I love asking people this, like if you're listening, and you could walk away from your computer any day of the week or every day of the week at 2 o'clock in the afternoon without guilt and not checking in for the rest of the day, then you've probably found your freedom. But when I've asked crowds this, there's like, one sort of hand that goes up and everyone else is like, yeah, that's not my life. So that's unfortunately the breadth of how wide this challenge goes.
Okay.
Um, I feel like, and well, I know from working with so many entrepreneurs, the biggest challenge that entrepreneurs don't do that I suggest is the first thing you do is get really, really clear. Not just write it on a piece of paper, but get really clear of what even the next 1 to 2 years looks like. How much time are you willing to put in your business? And how much money do you need? And I'm talking about money coming home. And the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is that they go, "Oh, this is my revenue goal for next year, and this is perfect timing because we're going into a new year." And I guarantee you, so many people are like, "I know my goal, but it's a revenue goal. Like, why are we chasing revenue? Sure, you need
Mm.
revenue in order to make a profit and take home money, but revenue doesn't buy a new car. Revenue doesn't take your family on vacation. Revenue doesn't give you that freedom to give back to charities. Like that's literally what we start a business for. But so many people focus on revenue. Let's work backwards and really get clear. Okay, so you have a number. Maybe you do have a profit number. What are you going to do with that? Is that fueling this lifestyle? Is it fueling your retirement? Do you have enough money to go back into your business? Like when I work with entrepreneurs, I spend several weeks just getting super clear on the time and the financial goals because then we can build the business around that. But if we're just shooting for some arbitrary, I don't know, a million sounds good. Like, I get this all the time. Like, well, I did this last year, so I'm picking this number next year. It's like, where did that number come from? It's just arbitrary. So let's get really clear on what the ideal lifestyle you want for yourself. And then let's build towards that. It's not going to happen overnight. But if we don't even know what that looks like, what are we doing?
Oh my goodness. That's so, so powerful because, whereas like in that go, 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 the part where we're like doing um all the different things like that lie that we talked about, it is where it's that business focus, that revenue goal. But what you're highlighting is, which I love because there's so much synergy when I talk about business and life harmony, is that when you understand the ideal lifestyle that you want, and you are getting like really congruent around that, it actually amplifies and makes the business revenue goal become even more easier to obtain, more enjoyable to attain. Like And it doesn't have to be so hard. It's that flow and that desire or choice of how we want it to be.
Yeah, and it again, this is where it's unique to individuals. So someone who has a lifestyle business and doesn't necessarily want 100 employees, that is perfectly okay. We just have to be clear on that. Like
Right.
that is your goal and that you're just looking for something to add to your household income this year. That's totally different than someone who wants to do some investments and do, major vacations and put their kids through private college. So you might have a 5-year-old, like let's start thinking about that. What is ideal? Let's
Nice.
shoot for the stars.
Getting clear and clarity and around that. I love it.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to dream. That's where people are like, well, I make a good living, but what what if you made double that good living? What would that be? Because it's possible if you structure it that way and you're in the, look at the business and figure it out. But the
So
first
good.
thing is being really clear on that.
Being really clear on that. I love that. Okay, what else? What other amazing wisdom can you support us with breaking free for good for this lie, from this lie?
Yeah. So one of the second biggest challenge is that entrepreneurs wanting to get to the next scale, which was also me in the beginning, um, that we just can't hire the right people to do it the way we do it. So one of
Mm.
my biggest mistakes in the first decade of my career as an entrepreneur was I can get it done quicker, better, and then I also am taking home that profit. So if you're focused on the profit, which is great, but then people are like, well, if I pay someone else to do that, then I don't get that $65,000 a year or whatever. But that's not how we look at growth. That person that you hire to take the things off of you as the owner should be bringing in, like, granted, there's a few months of onboarding and until they're ramped up, but that person should be bringing in more money, more profit for you in the long run than you could ever do by yourself. And this is the part most people don't know is when you are not the bottleneck in your business is automatically worth more. So not
Nice.
only did you just free up time by hiring some people, but now they're making money while you're doing other things that you enjoy doing in the business or, closing your laptop at 2, and your business is automatically worth more.
Nice. Nice. Oh, that's so good. So good. Like delegate, that creates so much time freedom, and a lot of times, as you mentioned, it's like, no, like there's this, it could be this belief, like maybe they won't be able to do it as good as I can. Right. Well, there lies this beauty of letting it perfect over time. You support them, like, and when you nurture that person, it also not only increases the worth and the profitability of your business and your time for money freedom,
Mhm.
but it also allows for that support of like the, I think the relief of delegating those things so we can focus on what we're really good at. That just increases our own like amazing value. So this is
Exactly. That's part of the exercise that I do when we do start looking at like who are recruiting or if we have a team, who are we delegating to? And it's like, what are the things that you might be good at, but you don't enjoy doing?
nice.
Those are the things we want to delegate first.
Oh, so
And
good.
then always hire or delegate to your weakness. So I can do just about anything everything in my business, right? But there are things that I push to the last minute. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got to do the thing. A lot of it is like social media and marketing. Guess what? I have someone that does that for me, right? So could I
So,
do it? Sure. But it makes me so much happier to have someone else do it.
so
And
true.
honestly, it's better
It is. Well,
because
see
it
what
gets done. It
it
gets
gets
done.
done. It's consistent. It's a like a relief off your brain. So, one of the things that like we talked about, and I love that you also mentioned, like, it's like that creates more space in your brain and your heart and your body to be able to focus. We tend to overload our circuits if we're trying to do it all. How
Mhm.
many of y'all out there like have been that one, like, I'm gonna be superwoman and just do to some degree and in any variation. But
Mhm.
what you're describing is more like a Wonder Woman. right? Wonder
Definitely.
Woman is like, this is who I am, this is how I serve, this is my queendom, right? And then they have the support and they have the team and they feel that freedom that so that's the truth about freedom. When you delegate it out, when you support, when you have your support, it
Mhm.
actually creates more freedom.
Creates freedom in your, like you said, like in your soul. Like I just feel better. I might still be working the same number of hours. I might still have the same lifestyle, but I feel better is the first one. And then freedom and that, like now you can do the things in the business you want to do. You have that freedom to go pick up your kids in the school pickup line at 3 o'clock, you know?
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so first we had get clear. The second thing that we had was really about like delegating out and being able to create more freedom that way. What's one other tip or strategy or suggestion that can support us in really stepping into that real true freedom?
Yeah, so the other third biggest thing that I see and as part of what I focus on is protecting that business and the lifestyle, right? So you design your own lifestyle of what ideal looks like. You wrap your business around that and build it accordingly. But then where people stop and they're like, "Cool, I've got the lifestyle. I can go to the pool in the afternoon if I want. I've got people making money for me over here," but they don't protect their business. It takes one lawsuit that isn't even valid, right? Someone can just say you're doing something that you're not even doing that can take your business down. A disability or that key person leaves, that person who is now doing everything that you used to do, their spouse had to move across country. You lost that person. Now, what, you're going to remember how to do everything and you haven't been doing it for a year and a half? So there's protection things that we have to do to make sure that our business can't be wiped out from underneath our feet at any given moment. They have
And
things like key person insurance so that you can have a backup plan in case that key person something happens to them. And we talk about estate planning. What if you get hit by a bus as the owner? Like, is your family protected? There's so many questions. What about tax obligations? Like, are we doing the best that we can to keep as much money? So when people get successful, I see that they're like, cool, my lifestyle's met, my bank account's good, my retirement's funded. And then they forget about the dark side of where things could be taken away from you in a heartbeat.
oh my goodness, this is so good because what I was envisioning as you were talking was really like um that protection piece, creating like a permanent solid foundation brick house where, I think I read the Three Little Pigs a
Yeah.
couple right?
Yeah.
But
No
it
one can
can't be
blow this
blown
house down.
away. That's so good. And then
Mhm.
how much more freedom does that bring?
Exactly. Because now you can sleep at night too. I mean, the thing is, most entrepreneurs aren't thinking about that stage of protecting what you've built.
This is so good. Okay, so y'all have gotten an amazing taste of CEO Tina Sue. Tina Sue, um how can we continue this journey with you? Because this is just absolutely amazing. Like this part that you have shared. First, I want to hear biggest takeaway, like based on everything that you've shared with us. What would be like the biggest takeaway that you want to leave us with? Let me hear that first.
Yes, I think you can't protect what isn't built solid. So the very first thing is to get really super clear on that vision. Time, money, lifestyle. What does the ideal day look like? What does the ideal bank account look like now in 10, 20 years from now, depending on your age? So
Okay.
the clarity is where you start.
Yep. So we got clarity, delegation, and protection.
Mhm.
Also, y'all put in the comments, those of you who are listening, which one of those really spoke most of you? Like the clarity piece, the delegation piece, or even that protection piece, Anita. That's just like like I said, it feels like it's a putting a permanent brick house on a solid foundation. And
Yeah.
and
Put a little
here's
bubble around your business. Some bubble wrap on that thing.
how can we continue this journey with you? Do you have like a free gift that you can be able to share with us?
I do actually, and talking about like being really clear, I have a time and financial freedom self-audit. So it is, if we can share the link, it is several questions, but be honest with yourself and you have to rate yourself and it'll score you. The good thing is that even though you may feel kind of like, "Ooh, I have to like it's a low score on this particular one. It'll show you when you're done with the audit exactly where to focus on your time and financial freedom going into next year so that you don't have to wonder like where am I on? Where am I good? This audit will tell you exactly where to focus.
Oh, that's so perfect. And we will make sure that we'll put that link along with her website, Instagram, and LinkedIn links in the comments below. So, oh my
Okay.
goodness, that's such a good gift. Tina Sue, with every like, what would be, I guess, I already asked you about the biggest takeaway. I just want to ask you, like, what if we were able to achieve all those three buckets, the clarity,
You can.
the delegation, and the protection? From your perspective of what you've seen, how will that shift our world in regards to biz life harmony?
It's infinity, right? So depending on where your life is now, and if you are deep in the grind, I mean, even the tiniest shift is going to give you harmony. But
Nice.
over time, you keep working on these, making sure your vision's clear, align your business with that, and then make sure you're always protected. That's the three things you should be focusing on every year. Then it's just infinite.
Infinite abundance, prosperity, harmony,
Yep.
and freedom for all. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom today, Tina Sue. Everyone this listening, I want you to put your biggest takeaway in the comments below. We want to hear your wisdom too. Make sure you also click on the link to be able to get Tina Sue's amazing free gift and continue this journey with her. Let this message marinate over your mind, body, heart, and soul because we are talking about what true entrepreneurial freedom is. And you've heard from amazing Tina Sue today how it's totally possible and to be able to create your freedom every day, even beyond Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Look forward to seeing everyone again in another level living land. Remember, sharing is caring. So if you were given this inspiration, which I know that you were, go ahead and share this out with the rest of your world to give them the benefit of financial freedom. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.